Strolling through the drollery, I find peace inside of me, but I reject it as a foreign body. Hey, what's the word? Welcome to another episode of Sunday Sidecar, the series where I ditch my damn dignity about last week's Tuesday Ukeday drop from yours truly, Uke Brute. This week's episode, Strolling Through the Drollery, parenthetical, Entropy Catastrophe. Dun dun dun. So this is another one of those kind of serendipitous songs that kind of came together. I had that, opening riff. Nope. I actually know the chords of this one. The D, A suspended 7, back to D, D7. I do this F and C mix. I still can't figure out what chord it is, but it's just F and C. And F, C, F, C, down to G. Drop that pinky for a little G suspended 4. Then into C, and then you kind of close out with that D minor 11. But I had that kind of down. Well, I didn't have the names of the chords. It took me some time to figure out what chords they are, as always. But I was just kind of doodling around with that, and I just kind of liked how it sounds, playing around, and I just happened to come across the word drollery. I didn't know what it was, so I had to look it up. Like, what the hell is this? And I had already known the term, but I know what it referred to, but only as like marginalia. And it's kind of like the doodles that are in the side of like manuscripts back in the day when, you used to have these monks in these monasteries just all day long, just transcribing stuff, writing this stuff over and over again. A dream job, of course, because they're all probably brewing their own mead or ale at the time as well, and just kind of, writing and reading. But they get bored. It was droll work for a lot of people. Very tedious, monotonous, and so they doodle in the margins. That's why I knew it as marginalia. Another term for it is drollery. Lots of times these picks were just, as noted in the second verse, just kind of weird, fantastic ideas and just kind of random drawings, whether of just straight out of the imagination, something they dreamt up, to something wacky or funny, or, lots of times just humorous. That's kind of what I was going for. And there's sometimes there'd be like, animals they heard of, but they don't really exist or something like that. And so that's where a lot of this song just kind of, that song inspired this. And so I was looking at pictures of them and thinking about them, and it just kind of clicked and it came together. It's kind of like I was strolling through the drollery, and that's what brought the song together. But the deeper meaning I pulled out of it, I feel, is that it's a good way to counteract a lot of the cynicism and, kind of like over-dignification of things at times, I feel, and just kind of like that whimsy and the naivety that's kind of built in there. And so that's kind of what this song was going through. Like, you can kind of find that little piece if you kind of, temper your cynicism with some naivety, some naive cynicism, or some cynical naivety or something, or, just some whimsical dignity. I like that, whimsical dignity. Or, dignified whimsy. You can have it both ways, and that's kind of like that great, paradox that creates, cool stuff, which we'll get into in next week's song, actually, come to think of it. Interesting. But yeah, that was what I was going for. That it opens up, so strolling through the drollery. Even if you find that little bit of peace, it's kind of like, what's this little palette of peace going to do for me? That's kind of what I get at with, if you find a penny in the couch, it's a penny. What's it going to do for you? But, if you're a penny collector, it could be, worthwhile. So that's kind of what it gets into. In a lot of ways, I feel like this song, as I was kind of prepping for this video, 5-10 minutes beforehand, I kind of realized this song kind of encapsulates, it's a lot of the running themes that I have going. It's kind of balancing that comic, absurdity or humor with, growth, personal growth, or just kind of issues of like, the big, questions about humanity, or what it is to be a person, and how to express that, and how to improve it, or make it work for yourself, society, whatever. That's kind of what it ggets into here, and so, but it starts off, take it from me, life's gonna be, like, take it from me, life's gonna be entropy and catastrophe. Take it from me, life's gonna be entropy and catastrophe. And it starts off because the song, kind of shows that growth, or the mental trajectory it takes to make everything kind of click. At least that's what I was going for. And that's why it starts off, where just kind of that pessimistic, doomed outlook. Life's, it's just going to be entropy and catastrophe. In this case, entropy, chaos, yes, but more just kind of like heat death. It's all just going to end. So what's the point of doing anything, but also chaos, and just kind of like the inability to turn back time, just kind of things like that. Originally, actually, I was really considering the word apathy and catastrophe, because I did think it sounded better. Take it from me, life's gonna be apathy and catastrophe. Apathy and catastrophe. I just thought that apathy and catastrophe had a better ring to it, but I don't know, something about it just didn't ring true. Apathy almost kind of feels, it's not a real type of peace, but it almost feels like you're at peace in a way that you just don't care. And isn't that kind of a type of peace for some people? So I just didn't feel like it just really fit. Into that second verse, just wanted to make something silly and fun. And there we are. I mean, it's not much else to say about it. Just kind of like this thought. I was just kind of thinking of what would be some, example samples of what some drollery might look like for, particularly, perhaps perverted or just kind of wacky monk back in the day. Those monks, they get into some wacky stuff. And then the final verses kind of sum it up. Even within that debauchery and that the stupidity that's inherent in a lot of the drollery, there is a bit that whimsy and naivety can kind of be stepped back, and so you can enjoy things. You can enjoy life a little bit more. And you can kick your cynicism down the street, ditch your dignity, and just be like, indulge in life, in the whimsy and the naive aspects. Let yourself be surprised and be in wonder, be in awe of things. It's not hard. You can still loathe things. You can still be in awe of them. You can, still appreciate the, just the awe-inspiring things that we can create, despite knowing that we can do some, we can be, horrible people too. But it's all the same, and that's why it wraps up. Is it take it from me, we can beat this entropy and catastrophe. Take it from me, we can beat this entropy and catastrophe. And we're not going to beat the heat death of the universe, at least not yet. But you can still make the most of your situation in your life and the shining sun while we have that time. And so, that's what Strolling Through the Drollery is all about. It's about, getting a little whimsical and naive at times. And don't let that cynicism crush you, because there are things to enjoy. So, on that vein, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I thank you for tuning in. As always, check back soon for another ditty from Uke Brute.